Hi, and welcome to Building a Software as a Service application. This is episode 9, and in this episode we are going to switch gears a little bit and we're going to incorporate SimpleForm into our application. We're going to do this so that we can add additional forms a little bit easier in the upcoming episodes. There's now a completed sample application that demonstrates the combination of SimpleForm and Bootstrap 3. The key points of this are going to be the fact that we're going to need to use the master branch of SimpleForm. This may change in the future. And we'll also need to take a look at their Bootstrap SimpleForm initializer. And we'll need to copy this into our project so that SimpleForm is wrapping the form inputs correctly and adding the appropriate styles for Bootstrap 3. The first thing I'll want to do is add SimpleForm to the gem file. I'm going to copy the line from the sample project just to make sure that we import the appropriate version of SimpleForm. Then I'll just go ahead and run bundle install, and then I'll run Rails generate SimpleForm install. This is going to generate a couple of files for us, including the SimpleForm initializer. Next up, I'm going to create a new file called SimpleForm Bootstrap in the config initializers directory. And in here, I'm just going to paste in the code for this initializer from the SimpleForm Bootstrap example project. I'll put this code in the show notes, and I'll also put a link to the sample project on GitHub. With SimpleForm all set up, we can edit our existing forms to make use of SimpleForm and hopefully clean them up a bit. The first thing I'm going to do is specify the fields for the owner with SimpleForm's DSL, and as you can see, that cleans things up quite a bit. Next up is the subdomain group. This is a Bootstrap 3 input group. We can see that we have the text add-on to the input field. So SimpleForm isn't going to help us too much with this, but we should respecify this regardless with SimpleForm's DSL. From there, we can do a quick run of our tests just to make sure that we didn't break anything. Next up is the new session form, or the sign-in form. We'll want to, again, change this to SimpleForm 4, and then we'll want to specify this wrapper mappings, and we'll specify Boolean is vertical Boolean. This is just specifying which type of Boolean field we'll be using, and we're going to use Bootstrap's vertical Boolean. And if you want to see what this is doing, you can look in that Bootstrap initializer file that we created earlier. Again, here we're using input groups, so SimpleForm isn't really going to eliminate a lot of code for us here, but it'll be good to move everything over to SimpleForm. And we can also use SimpleForm's DSL for our Remember Me checkbox and Submit button. Next, I'm going to delete our form helper. We don't need this anymore because we're no longer using the helper methods that we were using before to simplify our input setup. After that, we'll do one more quick run of our test to make sure everything's still passing. And this is a bit of a short episode, but I think we're done for now. This will set us up for adding additional forms to our project, which we're going to do on the next episode, which will be the continuation of the invitation functionality.